Okay, so today we'll revise the mathematics paper first, that is algebra. So chapter first is set, relation and function. So what do we mean by a set? Set is nothing but a collection of well-defined objects. Okay, so the sets are denoted by capital letters and so on. The elements are denoted by the small letters X, Y, A, B, C, alpha, beta, gamma, something like this. Okay, so X belongs to A means what? X is the element of A. X is the member of A. Okay, so this is read as X belongs to A. So if X is not a member of A or X is not in A, then we are writing this as, okay. So we are familiar with this one. Okay. Now, so you know that there are standard set. This is what the set of the natural number. The set of natural number. It is start from 1, 2, 3 dot dot so on. Then we get the set of the whole number. Just you added 0 in the set of the natural number. We get the set of whole number. We got the negative numbers and we are added in the set of the whole numbers. Then the set form is called as the set of the integers and so on. Okay, so then this is what rational number, the set of all of the form p by q, where p q belongs to z and q not equal to 0. Okay, the set of all elements of the form p by q, where both p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. Okay, the numbers which are not rational number is called irrational number. There is no standard notation, just we denote this one. Then we get the set of the real number. The set of the real number is nothing but what? Rational as well as irrational. Rational as well as, that means what? P union Q. Irrational number as well as. Now this is what? Root 2, root 2, root 3, 2 root 5, something like this. They are the irrational numbers. They are the irrational numbers. That means root 2, root 3, root 5, they are not a rational number. Okay. So this is also denoted by interval in the form of interval. This is what? Minus infinity and infinity are the numbers. Okay. All the numbers lie between. That means this is a real line. So here this is infinity, this is minus infinity, 0 here, 1, 2, something like this. This is a real line. And this is called a set of the, or every point on this line is nothing but a real number. Okay. So we are familiar with this one. So now when we say that A is a subset of B, A is a subset of B means what? All the elements of A are in B. Every element of A is in B. Okay. So then we say that A is a subset of B. So if A is a subset of B, so is it true? If A is a subset of B, does this imply B is a subset of A? So what is A is a subset of B? All the elements of A are in B. And what you are saying that all the elements of B are in A. So this is not true. Okay. So that means A is a subset of B. This does not imply that B is a subset of A. Okay. So now this is always true. This empty set and its set are always subsets of any set. Now suppose A is any set, then A is the subset of A and empty set is also subset of A. These two are always subset of any sets. Okay. So itself and empty set are always subset of the set. Okay. So now, so A is the subset of B and B is the subset of C. A is the subset of B, B is the subset of C. Then automatically what? All the elements are in B, all the elements of A in B, and all the elements of B are in C. That means automatically all the elements of A are in C. So this implies that A is the subset of C. So that means what here? So for the subset, A is the subset of itself. A is the subset of itself. And A is the subset of B. A is the subset of B. B is the subset of C. Implies that A is the subset of C. But what? This is not whole. So for that we will see the equivalence relation. What is that? Okay. So in the set of the natural number C, set of the natural number is the subset of whole number, is the subset of integer, is the subset of rational number, is the subset of R. This is the chain. This is the chain of the subsets. Okay. Now we are familiar with the intervals. Okay. So we are not discussing of the intervals means what? This. Okay. So this is what? Set of all real numbers such way that A less than equal to X less than equal to B. Okay. So if you are saying open here, then this is what? Strictly less than now here. If you are saying close open, then here what? A less than or equal to X less than B. If you are saying that this is A, B close, then A less than X less than or equal to B. Okay, so these are the intervals. This is semi-open interval. These are two are the semi-open interval. This is open interval. This is closed interval. Okay, so you are familiar with this. So when we say that two sides are equal, if all the elements of A and all the elements of B are same, then we are saying that. Okay, so in the mathematical definition actually, so if A is the subset of B and B is the subset of A, then the two sides are equal. A is equal to B if and only A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A. They are the subset of with each other. That means every element of A is in B and every element of B is A. Automatically the two sides are the same. Okay. Now you have seen the operation on the two sides. So what is that? So there are two operations, A union B and A intersection B. A union B and A intersection. Means what? The set of all x such that x belongs to A or x belongs to B or x is in both. Okay. So x must belong to A or B. Okay. So if it is not A, it should be in the B. Okay. So now this is what x such that x belongs to A and x belongs to B. That means what? X is the common to both A and B. Okay. So this is important. So next thing got A complement. A complement what? So x belongs to universal set such that x is not in A. So that is the complement. X should be the universal set. Okay. X should be in the universal set. Okay. So now, okay. So suppose we have given two sets A 1 2 5 9 1 2 5 7 9 7 9 11 15 suppose like this, and B is equal to something 1 3 5 4 5 4 8. Suppose these are the two sets. Okay. Now what you have to find A union B. So for A union B, what you have to do? We have to see the common element. So see, look at the B now. Okay, 1 is there. Okay, 3 is not there. 5 is there. Just underline for that. Okay, 4, 8 is not there. That means what? First write all the elements of A and write all the rest of the elements which are not underlined. So this is what 3, 4, and 8. So you may change the order. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 8, 9, something like this. Okay, you can change the order. Okay, now what is A intersection B? For A intersection B, look at only the B. See, 1, whether it is in A? Yes, it is in A. 3, no, it is not in A, don't take. So 5, whether it is in A? Yes. Okay, 4, not in. Okay, 8, not in this. Okay, so that means this is your intersection. In this way, you can find A union B, A intersection B. Okay, so you are familiar with this one. So we are not taking examples on more examples on it. Okay, but what happened? A is the subset of B implies that A union B and A intersection B. What about this one? Okay, so A is the subset of B means what? All elements of A are in B. All elements of A are in B. So then A union B is same as B now, because every element is present in here. Now what is A is a subset of B, then A intersection B is same as A. You should remember this. A is a subset of B implies that A union B is B, A intersection B is A. So you should remember this. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, if A is a subset of B, because what all the elements of are in B, so and intersection is you have to take the common element. So that means what all the elements of A here. So A union B, all the elements of A are present in B, and for union you are taking the biggest set. Okay, you are collecting all the elements from A and B. Okay, so that will be B now. Okay, so you should remember this also. So now disjoint set. What do we mean by disjoint set? So disjoint set means what? A intersection B is empty. So A and B are called disjoint set. Then if A intersection B is empty. Okay, so now then you have seen De Morgan's law. De Morgan's law. So what is De Morgan's law? A intersection B complement is A complement union B complement, and A union B complement is same as A complement intersection B complement. Okay. So these are the De Morgan's law. You should remember this. Remember this. A and B are any subsets of a universal set. For complement union the universal set. So now one thing is important, that power set. What do we mean by power set? Okay. So the power set is nothing but it is denoted by P of S is the set all A such that A is a subset of S. That means the collection of all the subsets of S is nothing but a power set of S. Is nothing but a power set of S. So one thing is what? P of S is always non-empty. Power set of any set is always not empty. Okay. So then second is what? Power set of empty set is empty. Power set of empty set is empty. Okay. So this is the collection of the subset of S. So suppose A is equal to like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, suppose 5. Okay, we will write at least one power set. At least one power set. Okay, so power set means you have to write all the subsets of this one. So we'll take a small example, ABC. So you have to write the power set. Means what? The power set of A is what? Empty set is always there. The set itself is always there. We write for the singleton 1, 2, 3. Then we will write a double turn 1, 3. Then 2, 3. Okay. So how many elements? There should be the 8 elements. So there are 3 elements. So then there should be 2 raised to n elements. Okay. So that is 2 raised to 3. So 2 raised to 3 is 8. Just we will count this whether this is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So there are 8 elements. So that means what? If A has n elements, then in power set there are 2 raised to n elements. There should be 2 raised to n elements in the power set. Okay. So you should remember this. After that, okay, for power set, these are only important. So every subset, S is a subset of the power set, but this is not true. Power set is this. Okay, whatever this is what power set of power set is something like this. So that is not true. Only this relation is true. Only this relation is true. Okay, S is a subset of its power set. Okay. Now you have seen the Cartesian product A cross B. So this is what set of all order pairs such that A belongs to first set, B belongs to the second set. Suppose you have this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and B is equal to something 1, 2, 3. ABC suppose ABC. Okay, then how to find A cross B? A cross B. You have to write all the elements of A cross B. So now we will write the number of elements in A cross B. Number of element A cross B is number of element in A into number of element in B. So how many number of elements in A? There are 4 and there are 3. So how many elements in the A cross B? There are 12 elements in the. So how they are? So first this is set is A. So 1 A, 1 B, 1 C. Okay, for 1 A B C. Same thing here. What? Just write for 2 A, 2 B, 2 C. Okay. Okay, so for 2, this is 3A, 3B, 3C. Okay, then 4A, 4B, 4C. Okay, so now see there are 12 elements. These are the 12 elements from A cross B. How to find then B cross A? B cross A. So for B, first one is B. That means what? Your element should be the from, first element should be the from set A. So this is what? A1, A2, A3, A4. First we have to take the first element of A and take all elements of first we have to take the first element of B. and then take all elements of A now. So actually not this is the second row. I am writing this as the second row now. So you can write there also. So B1, B2, B3, B4. Okay. So C1, C2, C3, C4. Okay. Now see, these are also 12 elements. So note that A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Is not equal to B cross A. So you should remember this also. Okay. So one thing also we have to remember this as, if A is a subset of X, B is a subset of Y, then A cross B is also a subset of X cross Y. That means if A is a subset of X, B is a subset of Y, then A cross B is also a subset of X cross Y. Okay, so that you should remember. Again, one thing is that, so A intersection B union C, these are the distributive law. So this is what A intersection B union A intersection C. Okay, so A union B intersection C is A union B intersection A union C. These are the distributive law. Okay, you should remember this. You should remember this. Okay, so also there is this one C here. All are union here. So you may write this as A union B C. Okay, so now see, all are intersection now here. This is intersection, this is also intersection. You may change the bracket here. So this is called associative law. This is called associative law. This is associative law. These are the distributive law. What here? A intersection B, A intersection C. See, A intersection C. A union B, A union C. See, A union B, A union C. Middle one is there now. Intersection. Okay. So these are the distributive. This first two are the distributive law. You should remember that. Okay. So this is distributive law. So this is the only. So what do you mean by next? We have seen the relation now. Okay. So relation. Suppose A and B are the two non-empty sets. Okay. So then this relation is R from A to B. This is a relation R from. So is what any subset of A cross B is nothing but the relation of A to B. Okay. So any subset of A cross B is the relation from A to B. A is called the codomain of the relation, domain of the relation, and B is called codomain of the relation. Okay. So that you should remember that. Okay. So now suppose A has m element and it has n element. B has n element. So how many relations are there from A to B? How many relations are there from A to B? So there are what? 2 raised to mn relation from A to B. There are suppose A is X now. X to X. How many relations are there? Suppose X has m elements. Then this is what? 2 raised to m square. Relations are there from X to X. From X to X there are 2 raised to m square relations are there. Okay. So after that, what you have seen? Equivalence relation. Not equivalence relation. Types of the relation first. Types of the relation. First one you have seen the reflexive. That means what? Suppose a relation is defined on X. Relation is defined on X. That means what? X to X. The relation is defined on X to X. Okay. So that means what? So suppose this is a tilde is the relation defined on X. Tilde is any relation defined on X. When we say that it is a reflexive for X, this is true. X is related to X. X is related to X. For all X belong to X. That means every element is related to itself. Then that relation is called equivalence relation. Then you have seen the symmetric relation. Symmetry relation. So what? Theta is symmetry. X is what? X is related to y. Implies that y is related to x. This is true for all x, y belong to x. So if x is related to y, then y is also related to x. This should be true for all x, y belong to x. Okay. Now then third one is transitive. Transitive relation. Means what? X is related to y is related to z. This implies that x is related to z. Okay. So this is also true for x, y, z belong to this. Okay. Now suppose we will take some examples. Suppose this relation is R1. Your set is A is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Suppose this is R2 is 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 2, 4. Then R3 is equal to 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 4. Now see here, 1 is related to 1, 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, but here 3 is not related to 3, 4 is not related to 4. So this is not reflexive. This is not reflexive because every element is not related to itself. So here 1 related to 1, 2 related. This is reflexive. This is reflexive. This is reflexive. Here what? 1 is related to 1, 1 related to 2, 2 related to 1, 2 related to 1 is not there. So 1 is related, 2 is there, but 2 is there. Okay, so first we will check whether this is reflexive. 1 is related to 1. What about 2? 2 is related to 3 is related to. This is reflexive, no problem here. But see here, 1 is related to 2 and 2 is related to 1. 2 related to 1 is not there. So that means this is not symmetric. This is reflexive, not symmetric. Is it transitive? 1 is related to 2. 2 is related to 2, but 2 is related to 1 is not there. Okay, so 1 is related, 2 is related to, this is not there. So that means this is not also the transitive. So this is only what? Reflexive. Here what? This is not reflexive. This is reflexive here only. This is what? Identity. So that means this is both symmetric, transitive, and this is the relation symmetric, transitive. This is the equivalence relation also. Okay. So in this way you can check the relations. So next, what is the equivalence relation? Is what? Equivalence relation. Equivalence relation means what? A relation which is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. All three. That is called an equivalence relation. Okay. A relation which is both, which is all symmetric, reflexive, and transitive. Okay. Now, equivalence class of this one. Suppose theta is the equivalence relation, then this is set of all y such that x is related. So all y belong to. Suppose this is x now. Your theta is equivalence relation on x. Then all set of all y belong to x such that x is related to y is nothing but the equivalence class. Okay. So you should remember this also. What do we mean by equivalence class? Okay. So we'll take some problems. Problem solving, suppose whether this is equivalence relation or not. Okay. Now suppose we have the set of natural number or the set of integer now. Okay. So we'll take a set of integer now first. Okay. Set of integer. Suppose this is set of integer. Okay. So now AB belongs to Z. The relation is defined as A minus B is integral multiple of some natural number n, or a minus b is divisible by n. So n belongs to n. Is integral multiple of n, that means a minus b is divisible by n. So is it an equivalence relation or whatever this, just we will check this. See, a minus b is same as what? A minus a is same as 0. So we can write 0 into n. That means this is integral multiple of n. That means it is divisible by n. So a is related to a. Means what? It is reflexive. Now what? A minus b is divisible by n. So that means what? There exists m such that this is n. So b minus a. So a related to b means what? A minus b is the integral multiple of n. That means there exists an integer such that that is nm now. A minus b is nm. Okay. Divisible by n also. That means there exists an integer m such that a minus b is nm now. Okay. So that is also divisible. Now this is what? Minus n into m. So this is n into minus m. Again this is minus m is the integer. Okay. So that means what? A related to b implies that b is related to a. So that means this is what? Symmetric. Okay. So this relation is symmetric also. Now what here? A minus b is integral. So what is this? So you have to suppose a integral b is related to c now. So what happened that a minus b is equal to n times m1 suppose, and b minus c is equal to n times m2 suppose. What you have to check? Whether a minus c is integral multiple of or not. Okay. So what if I did this, what? A minus b plus b minus c. This is what? A minus c. Okay. So a minus c is nothing but this. So what is that? This is nothing but n m1 plus n m2. N m1 plus. So you can take n common now here. So n m1 plus m2. That means what here? A minus c is the integral multiple of n. So that means a is related to c. So a is related to c. That means it is transitive. That means this relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Therefore it is an equivalence relation. This is an equivalence relation. Now suppose this is R2 now set. So now if you define like this, x1 y1 is related to x2 y2. Okay. So this implies that x1 square plus y1 square is same as x2 square plus y2 square. Okay. So you can check this is the equivalence relation, and you have to find the equivalent class of 3, 4 now. So equivalent class of 3, 4. So you can check this is an equivalence relation, because what? X1 square is same as x1 square plus y1 square. That means x1 is related to x2. So x1 y1 related to x2 y2 implies what? This is what you can change this. X2 square plus y2 square is x1 square plus y1 square. That means what? X1 x2 y2 is related to x1 y1. So now x1 y1 is related to x2 y2. X2 y2 is related to x3 y3. Then what? X1 square plus y1 square is x2 square plus y2 square, and x2 square plus y2 square is same as x3 square plus y3 square. That means x1 square plus y1 square is same as x3 square plus y3 square. So that means what? X1 y1 related to x3 y3. That means it is a reflexive also. So what is the equivalence class of then? The set of all xy such that what? X square plus y square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. So this is what then? Xy is this is what? X square plus y square is equal to, this is 9 plus 16 is 25. That means this is a circle whose center is at the origin and having radius pi. Okay. So this also you can remember this equivalence class. Okay. So for suppose this is n cross n is the set, then what? AB is related to CD if and only if AD is equal to BC. This is also an equivalence relation. We have proved this one. We will see some problems on the exercise. Okay. Okay, suppose A is equal to A, B, C, D. Suppose A is equal to A, B, C, and R is equal to A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, B, B, A. Okay, and this is R1. Suppose this is R2 is A, B, B, C, 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 A, D, and this is D, B, D, B. So what happened here? This is C, C. See here, A is related to A, B is related to B, C related to C, D related to D. So all the elements are related to each other. That means this is a reflexive. Now here what? A related to B, B is related to A. So that means this is the symmetric also. This is symmetric. That means this R1 is reflexive symmetric. Whether it is transitive, for transitive what? A related to B, B related to C, imply that A related to C. Whether this happen or not, A is related to B, C. A is related to B and B is related to B is given here. B related to B is given. So whether this A is related to B, yes, A is related to B is there. Okay. So now, so B related to A. So what is it? B related to A. And what about A? A is related to B there. Oh, no problem here. So A is related to A also. A related to A. So whether B is related to A, yes, B is related to A. So that is also there. That means this is a transitive also. That means this is an equivalence relation. Okay. So for here, it is not symmetric also because A is related to D, D is not related to A. That means this is not a symmetric. A related to D, D related to B, A related to B is there, is not there now. A is not related to B now here also. See, A is related to D, D related to B. Whether A is related to B, so there is no A related to B. So that means this is not a transitive. So this is only the reflexive. Because what? A related to A, B, oh, this is not reflexive also. This is not reflexive also because every element is not related to itself. So this is not reflexive also. So this is not reflexive, this is not symmetric, this is not transitive. Okay? Because D is not related to D in that. One thing is that, so we have already seen that x minus y is integral multiple of 5, whatever the 16, something like this. Okay? So that will be the equivalence relation. That will be the equivalence relation. Suppose this x is the set of all lines, okay, and this L1 and L2 are two lines. They are related if L1 is perpendicular to L2. If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then what happens is, now see L1 is perpendicular to L2. This is true. L1 is perpendicular to L1. Is it true? No, this is not true. No line is perpendicular to itself. Line is parallel to itself. Okay, so that means this is not reflexive. Reflexive. If we have given the relation that L1 is related to L2, if and only if L1 is perpendicular to L2. Now, if L1 is perpendicular to L2, L2 will be perpendicular to L1. So, what L1 is perpendicular to L2 implies that L2 is perpendicular to L1. So, that means this is symmetric. This is symmetric. So, now L1 is perpendicular to L2, L2 is perpendicular to L3. Whether this implies that L1 is perpendicular to L3, so this is not true. Because what? L1 is perpendicular to L2. This is L1, this is L2. And L2 is perpendicular to, this is L2, is perpendicular to L3. That means what? L1 and L3 must be parallel then. Okay? So they will not be perpendicular. That means this is not transitive. This is not transitive. So it is not transitive. That means this relation is only the symmetric. That means it is not reflexive. This is not transitive. It is only the symmetric. This is the example of a symmetric function which is not reflexive and transitive. Okay. So now we have L1 is parallel to L2. Then what happens? L1 is parallel to L2. So L1 is parallel to L2. So every line is parallel to itself, no problem. Okay. If L1 is parallel, that means what? Every line is parallel to itself. That means it is a reflexive. L1 is parallel to L2. Automatically L2 is also parallel to L1. So that means what here? It is a symmetric also. L1 is parallel to L2. L2 is parallel to L3. Automatically L1 is parallel to L3. That means this is a transitive. So orally you can say this is the equivalence relation. Okay. So now suppose we have integer. Suppose this is a set of integer. So A is related to B implies that A minus B is even. So that means it is. So A minus A is 0. So this is divisible by 2. So it is even. So A is related to A. A related to A. So this is reflexive. Now A minus B is 2 times something. 2 times something. Okay. So B minus A is what? Minus 2 times something. That means what? 2 into something now here. Right? That means B minus is also even. A minus B is even, B minus A is 1. That means what? A related to B implies that B is related to A. That means it is a symmetric. Okay. So A minus B is even. B minus C is also even. So twice same suppose. Even means multiple of 2. Okay. So A is related to B means A minus B is even. That means it is multiple of 2. B is related to C means what? B minus C is even. That means it is multiple. So that means what? What about A minus C? This is what? A minus B plus B minus C. So this is what? Twice M plus twice N. So 2 common M plus N. Okay. So that means what here? It is a transitive. That means what? A minus B even. Then this is equivalence relation. It is all reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Okay. So also we have seen this is Z. Suppose this is Z. A is related to B if A is factor of B. A is factor of B or A is divisor of B. Both the meaning is the same now. A is the factor of B means what? B is equal to A times something. A is the divisor of B. That means what? B is equal to A times something. Both the meaning is what? B is equal to A times M. So B is equal to N. Meaning is same now here. A is a factor of B and A is a divisor of B. Both have the same meaning. Now we want to check whether this is symmetric equivalence or whether this is equivalence relation or not. A is a factor of A. Every element is a factor of itself because what? A you can write A into 1. So every element is a factor of itself. That means this is a reflexive. A is a factor of B. A is a factor of B. So whether B is a factor of A? No, this is not true. So B is equal to M. You cannot say that A is equal to BM now. You cannot say that B is equal to A is equal to BM now, right? So that means A is a factor of B does not imply that B is a factor of A, or A is a divisor of B does not imply that. So this is not symmetric. This is not symmetric. Now A is a factor of B. A divides B. Okay. A is a factor of B. B is a factor of C. That means what? A is equal to BM and BM. So C is equal to B. So A is a factor. A divided means what? B is equal to AM and C is equal to B and then. Okay. So now what is this? C is equal to B. Value B is what? AM. So AMN. So automatically A divides. A is a factor of B. B is a factor of C. That means automatically A is a factor of C. A divisor of B. B divisor of C. Automatically A is the divisor of C. That means what here? A is a factor of B or A divisor of B. This is reflexive, not symmetric. This is transitive. That means this is not equivalence relation. So it is reflexive, transitive, but not symmetric. Okay. So that you should remember this. Suppose S is the set of all points in the plane. Okay. So X is related to Y. If and only X and Y distance between x and y is same from the origin. From the origin, x and distance between x and y. Okay, so write neatly now. Distance between x and y is same from origin. Is same from the origin. So now x is related to y. So we'll check whether this is equivalence relation or not. We'll check whether this is equivalence relation or not. Okay. So now what you see, x and x. So x and x have the same distance from the origin. That means it is a reflexive. Okay. So x and y are the same from the origin. That means what, y and x are same from the origin. Distance between x and y is same from the origin. Means what, distance between y and x. So y and x also same from the origin. That means what, it is symmetrical. So x and y have the same distance from the origin. Y and z have the same distance from origin. That means x and z have the same distance from the origin. So orally, this is what, equivalence relation. This is equivalence relation. Now same thing here, what, suppose this is R2 now. So I think we did this is what. So this is R2 now, R cross R. That means this is R2. Okay. So xy is related to x prime y prime. Xy is related to x prime y prime. If x plus y is same as x prime plus y prime. Okay. So now we'll check whether this is equivalence relation or not. Okay. So first of all, see, x plus y is equal to x plus y. No problem. X plus y is same as x plus y. No problem. So this is reflexive. Symmetric, x plus y is same as x prime plus y prime. X prime y prime is equal to x plus y. That is also x is equal to y plus y is equal to x. So that means this also, reverse also hold for this one. Okay. So now see, xy is related to x prime y prime. X prime y prime is related to x double prime y double prime. What does this implies? X plus y is equal to x prime plus y prime, and x prime plus y prime is same as x double prime plus y double prime. What does imply? X plus y is equal to x double prime plus y double prime, right? And what does this imply? Xy is related to x double prime y double prime. That means what? A is related to B, B is related to C, implies that A is related to C. That means what? This is the transitive. That means this is an equivalence relation. It is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. And suppose you want to find an equivalence class of some 1,5 null. Any element you can take, 1,5 bar now. Any element you can take a 2,5, 3,5, something like this. No problem. This what? This is nothing but what? All xy such that they are related to 1, 2. Means what? This means what? X plus y is equal to this 3 now. 1, 5. This is 1, 5. Means this is 1, 5 means this is 6. So that means this is a straight line. X plus y is equal to 6. Actually, we have to write this as, this is what? Xy such that x plus y is equal to 6. Okay. This is the equivalence class of this one. Okay. So if it is the equivalence relation, but this is the equivalence relation that we have seen this. Okay. So you also know that this is what? 5x plus 6y is divisible by L1. Okay, is divisible by L1. That is also the equivalence relation. So this is what? Xy belongs to Z. Xy belongs to Z. So this is the equivalence relation defined on Z. Okay. One thing is that X is the set of all people. Set of all people. So X is related to Y means what? X and Y live within 100 kilometers of each other. Now see this. X and Y are in within 100 kilometers. Okay, so they are in the within 100 kilometers. Okay, X and X is within 100 kilometers, so this is reflexive. X and Y live within 100 kilometers, that is Y and X also. This is reflexive symmetry. But whether it is a transitive, whether this is a transitive, that means X and Y live thus within a distance 100 kilometers, Y and Z also live. Okay, so this does not imply that, this does not imply that X and Y live the 100 kilometers is the other. That means this is not a transitive. So this is reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. Now, one thing is also that what X is taller than Y. X is taller than Y. Whether this is equivalence relation or not. So now what? X is taller than X, no problem. It is a reflexive. But X is taller than Y. Y is taller than X. No, we cannot say it like this. So this is not a symmetric. X is taller than Y. Y is taller than Z. X is automatically taller than Z. So this relation taller than Y. That means what? Actually this relation is X is less than or equal to Y. So this relation is X is less than or equal. This is X is less than equal to X. This is true. X is less than or equal to X. This is true. X is less than Y. Y is less than or equal to Z. Then Y is less than or equal to X is less than or equal to Z. But this does not imply that Y is less than or equal to X. So that means this is not a symmetric. This is a reflexive symmetry. But if like this, strictly less than Y, then this is not a reflexive also. This is not a symmetric also. This is the transitive now, right? So Y less than Z, and this implies that X is less than Z. So if such type of the relation is there, X less than Y, then this is not a reflexive. This is this is not a symmetric. So this is only the transitive. But for this relation, this is what? Reflexive, transitive, but not symmetric. But whatever the anyhow here, it will not a symmetric. Note that. Okay. Only the problem of the it is transitive, but not symmetric. But these two things are common. Only the difference is what? This is reflexive and this is not reflexive. Okay. So this thing you should remember this. Okay. Now, suppose this is a power set of X, suppose we have, okay. So, all subset of X here, okay. Now, A intersection B, so A is related to B, imply that A intersection B is not empty, A intersection B is not empty. Or another example, this is first example, second, A is a subset of B, A is a subset of B. So A is the subset of B. Okay. So first we will say intersection B is not empty. Okay. Note that A intersection A. So A and B are not empty. It should be A and B are not empty. Okay. So A intersection A is not empty. Okay. So this is what. So A is not empty set. Then A intersection is also not empty. So that means A is related to A. A intersection B is not empty means B intersection is not empty. That means it is a symmetric. But A intersection B is not empty and B intersection C is not empty. This does not imply that A intersection C is empty. Is not empty. Right? This is not true. So that means this is not a transitive. This is not a transitive. So this is not equivalence relation. This is reflexive. This is reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. What about A subset of B? So A is a subset of A. Every set is a subset of itself. So this is reflexive. A is a subset of B. B is a subset of A. This is not true. So this is not symmetric. So this is not symmetric. So yes, this is not symmetric. What about transitive? A is a subset of B. A is a subset of B. B is a subset of C. Then automatically A is a subset of C. That means it is transitive. So this is not equivalence relation, but it is reflexive and transitive, but not symmetric. So these are the examples of the equivalence relation. These are the examples of the equivalence relation. So I hope that you understand this one. Okay, so now we'll stop here.